3 hours into this drive, one of these EVs started losing range twice as fast as the others. Another kept its cool like nothing was wrong, and we weren't expecting either result. We're out here in 45 degrees Celsius desert heat, pushing 5 of the most talked about electric cars of 2026 in conditions most people will never test, but many actually live in. No perfect lab setup, no gentle driving, just real roads, full air conditioning, and long exposure to brutal heat. What we found changed a few opinions, including ours. And one of these cars didn't just perform well, it completely reset expectations. Before we even started driving, the heat was already doing its thing. All 5 cars were parked under the sun, no shade, soaking up temperature for over an hour. When we got in, the cabin temperatures were insane. Steering wheels too hot to hold, screens lagging slightly from heat soak, and battery systems already working before we even moved. We set every car the same way. AC at a comfortable level, not maxed out, not turned off. Same driving loop, a mix of highway speeds and slower sections. No hypermiling tricks, just real driving, the way people actually use these cars every day in hot regions. One thing we focused on heavily was battery temperature behavior. Not just how hot it got, but how each car reacted. Did it sacrifice range to protect itself? That's where the real story is. It felt the most confident at the start. Within the first hour, everything looked controlled. Battery temperatures were rising slowly, and the system adjusted quietly in the background. No drama, no warnings. But once we pushed past that comfort zone, things started to shift. The cooling system became more active, and you could actually see the energy being redirected. Range didn't drop suddenly, it just kept slipping away little by little. After a few hours, we were down about 17% compared to expected range. What stood out though was consistency. It never felt like the car was struggling, even when it clearly was working harder. The cabin stayed cool, performance didn't drop, and it remained predictable. Not the best result, but very controlled. This one surprised us early, and then kept surprising us. Right from the beginning, it was using less energy than the others. You could see it in real time. The design clearly plays a role here. Even with the AC running, it wasn't draining as aggressively. The interesting part was how it handled heat buildup. At first, battery temperatures climbed quicker than expected, which made us think it might struggle later. But instead of continuing upward, it leveled out. It found its balance. By the end of the test, it lost around 14% range, which is one of the strongest performances here. The only downside showed up when we stopped to charge. Heat slowed things down more than we liked. So while it performs well on the road, recovery takes patience. This one had a completely different story. It started off smooth, comfortable, and completely normal. If we ended the test early, you'd think it was one of the best here. But the longer we drove, the more things changed. Battery temperatures climbed faster than anything else we tested. You could see the system trying to manage it, but it felt like it was always catching up instead of staying ahead. Then came the range drop. It wasn't gradual like the others. It hit harder. By the end, we were looking at nearly 22% loss. That's a serious difference. The AC also pulled more power compared to others, which made things worse. It's still a good car in normal conditions, but in this kind of heat, it clearly struggled to keep things under control. This was the one we were most curious about. It's big, heavy, and not exactly built for efficiency. So expectations were low going in. But what it did instead was stay calm the entire time. It didn't try to compete for the best numbers. It just stayed consistent. No sudden spikes, no aggressive drops, no signs of stress. Range dropped about 18%, which is actually impressive considering the size and weight. But the real highlight was cabin comfort. This thing handled interior cooling better than anything else here. If you're driving with passengers in extreme heat, that matters more than small efficiency gains. This is where everything flipped. Going into this test, it wasn't the favorite, but within the first hour, we started noticing something different. Battery temperatures were lower than expected, and they stayed that way. It wasn't just efficient, it was stable. No sudden corrections, no aggressive cooling spikes. It just handled the heat naturally. As the hours went on, that gap became more obvious. While others were losing range faster, this one held on. By the end, it showed only about 12% range loss. That's the best result here, and it wasn't even close. Even charging afterward felt smoother. Less waiting, less slowdown. This wasn't just a good performance, it was a standout. So here's where everything lands. The winner of this desert test is the BYD Seal. It handled heat better than anything else here and stayed consistent from start to finish. The most balanced overall performance goes to the Hyundai Ioniq 6. Strong efficiency, stable behavior, and reliable results across the board. And the one that struggled the most in these conditions was the Mustang Mach-E. Not a bad car, but clearly not built for this kind of extreme heat. What this test really shows is simple. EV performance in hot climates is not just about battery size or brand reputation. It's about how smart the system is, how well it manages heat, and how it adapts over time. If you enjoyed this kind of real-world testing and want to see more extreme comparisons like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're testing cars in conditions most people avoid, so you get the truth before you buy. Drop a comment and tell me which car you want us to test next, and I'll see you in the next one.